The wave-particle duality of light and matter in the form of electrons are forming a blank canvas that we can interact with, forming the possible into the actual. In this theory, creation is truly in the hand and eye of the beholder. The great advantage of this geometry is that an interior of a sphere is naturally three-dimensional, and the two-dimensional surface can form a geometrical boundary condition for positive and negative charge. The extra dimensions of string theory can be explained away as future possibilities and opportunities in our one three-dimensional universe.
In conformal geometry, angles remain the same, while losing the notion of scale. Imagine you have a right-angle triangle in the palm of your hand. If the triangle was to expand out to half the size of the observable universe, the angles would remain the same. This information supports the idea that the universe could be based on one universal geometrical process, from the very small to the very large. In these videos, I say that we have a geometrical process that is relative to the atoms of the periodic table, but at high temperatures we have a phase change in matter, with the same geometrical process unfolding over a much larger scale, with charge being able to cover a large area of interstellar space. It is hard to get your head around the idea that the very small world of our everyday life can be based on the same geometry as the large objects of interstellar space.
The theory explained in these videos was not formulated to explain CPT symmetry, but as you can see from this diagram, in the spherical geometry of this process, charge C, parity P, and time T all share a common geometry that forms CPT symmetry. The two-dimensional surface of the sphere forms a manifold for charge, with the inner concave surface forming negative charge and the outer surface forming positive charge. The interior of the sphere is naturally three-dimensional, forming parity, with the potential for Mirror symmetry or three-dimensional space reflection symmetry. The light sphere radiates out in one direction relative to the object that is radiating the light. This forms a direction in time within the reference frame of the object. When the surface of the light sphere encounters the electron probability cloud of another atom, we have the absorption and emission of light. This process of energy exchange forms a photon-electron coupling or dipole moment. At that moment in time, we have Mirror symmetry between matter and antimatter in the form of charge, parity, and time. In this theory, the universe is a continuum, with a probabilistic future unfolding with each photon-electron coupling, forming the emission of a new spherical wave of probability. In this theory, gravity is quantized because everything is based on a universal geometrical process of energy exchange formed by light photon energy continuously transforming potential energy into the kinetic energy of matter in the form of electrons. We have the potential energy of what might happen continuously changing into the kinetic energy of what is actually happening as an uncertain probabilistic future unfolds. The exchange of photon energy forms a movement of charge that has spherical geometry. The surface of the sphere forms a two-dimensional manifold for the movement of positive and negative charge. that forms the holographic principle. The information of our 3 dimensions is encoded on this manifold. Gravity is an emergent part of this geometrical process that naturally forms the inverse square law of electromagnetic fields and gravitational fields. The wave-particle duality of light and matter in the form of electrons are forming an interactive process that we can interact with, forming a future relative to the energy and momentum of our actions.